All the famous men who were part of Marilyn Monroe's secret romances during her short life. James Dougherty, 1942 to 1946. Before she became Marilyn Monroe, she was Norma Jean Baker, a 16-year-old girl trying to survive the instability of foster care. When her foster mother decided to move away, Norma was given an impossible choice: be sent to an orphanage or marry a neighbor, 21-year-old James Dougherty. Out of fear and desperation, she chose marriage. "So I married," she later recalled with quiet honesty. Though James cared for her, their lives soon drifted apart. He joined the Merchant Marines, and Norma found work as a model, her first step towards stardom. Elia Kazan, 1947. In 1947, Marilyn Monroe had a brief affair with acclaimed director Elia Kazan, who was married at the time. Though their romance didn't last long, it clearly left a mark. In later letters that came to light, Kazan wrote candidly about their time together, saying he felt no shame and affectionately called her a little stray cat. Despite the affair, they remained on good terms. Kazan would even go on to introduce Marilyn to playwright Arthur Miller, who later became her husband. Their connection played a quiet but meaningful role in her life story. Charlie Chaplin Jr. 1947. In 1947, Marilyn Monroe was also rumored to have had a short-lived romance with Charlie Chaplin Jr., the son of the famous silent film star. Their relationship was said to be quiet, but it reportedly ended in a dramatic way. According to gossip at the time, Chaplin Jr. found Monroe in bed with his brother, which led to their breakup. He didn't fully confirm the story, but in his memoir My Father, Charlie Chaplin, he mentioned the rumors in a way that made people believe there was some truth to them. Milton Berle, 1948. In 1948, Marilyn Monroe met comedian Milton Berle while filming Ladies of the Chorus, and the two had a short-lived romance. At the time, Berle was dating actress Adele Jergens, but he later shared in his autobiography that Marilyn stood out from other young actresses. He said she wasn't like the typical starlets who were just looking for fame. She was kind, thoughtful, and carried herself with dignity. Even though she was still finding her place in Hollywood, she was respectful. Jerry Lewis, 1949. Jerry Lewis, the well-known comedian and actor, was linked to Marilyn Monroe back in 1949 while they were working together on My Friend Irma. However, both did not confirm them until years later. In a 2011 interview, Lewis opened up about it. He admitted they had been involved and said that Marilyn was looking for a real emotional connection during that time in her life. He even joked that their time together had been so intense, he felt physically drained for weeks afterwards. Joe DiMaggio, 1952 to 1954. Marilyn Monroe's most famous and heartfelt romance was with baseball icon Joe DiMaggio. William Frawley introduced them in 1952, and while Marilyn didn't realize who he was, the two clicked instantly. They married in 1954, but their love story was short-lived. DiMaggio wanted a quiet, traditional wife, while Marilyn was chasing her dreams in Hollywood. Tensions peaked during the filming of the 7-year itch. He was furious over her now iconic white dress scene. They divorced after just 9 months. Still, DiMaggio never stopped caring. He even arranged her funeral and sent roses to her grave for decades after her passing. Arthur Miller, 1955 to 1961. Before Monroe even met DiMaggio, she had met playwright Arthur Miller through Elia Kazan. Their paths crossed again in the mid-1950s, and despite Miller being married at the time, they fell deeply in love. He eventually ended his marriage, and he and Marilyn tied the knot in 1956. For a while, It seemed like she had finally found something lasting. But their relationship was far from easy. His serious, intellectual personality often clashed with her emotional sensitivity. During the filming of The Misfits, which Miller had written for her, the cracks in their marriage deepened. Later Marilyn admitted she no longer felt loved. After 5 years together, they decided to part ways.